my name is Anya, and today we're going to find out how a computer works. Computers need both hardware and software. Hardware are all the different pieces that we need to build a computer, like a screen, a keyboard, wires, and many other parts. Software, on the other hand, is the code for your computer, which gives it instructions to tell it what to do. In this video, we're going to explore the different hardware pieces of a computer. To do that, we're going to build our very own computer using Kano Computer Kit Touch. Here are all of the pieces that we're going to use. We'll build our computer step by step and find out why each piece is important. This is our computer screen. It is a touch screen, which means that there are hundreds of crisscross wires behind the glass screen that can detect when we touch anywhere on the screen. We will be adding the other pieces of the computer on the back of the screen here. The first piece we will add is called the Raspberry Pi. This is the brain of your computer. It decides what the computer is supposed to do next by reading the code, its set of instructions. We'll learn more about this in a future video on the software of the computer. This chip here contains the Central Processing Unit, or CPU, and the Graphics Processing Unit, or GPU. It contains billions of electric switches that read through the code to know what to do. This piece here contains the Random Access Memory, or RAM. The RAM helps the Raspberry Pi remember what it needs to know right now, just while you're completing a specific task. It's like your short-term memory. It also has a memory card, right here, to help it remember everything it knows, like your long-term memory. The Raspberry Pi has different ports, places to plug in cables, like USB cables, HDMI cables, and micro USB cables. We'll learn more about these cables shortly. We'll place the Raspberry Pi, or brain, right here. On the right, we have another piece that looks like the brain. It's called the driver board. It controls the screen of your computer. The brain decides what to do, gives the instructions to the driver board, which then tells the screen what to show you. Now we take this yellow cable. It's called the HDMI cable. It uses something called binary code to bring the images and videos from the brain here to the driver board here. Binary code is a kind of code, instructions, that uses only ones and zeros. Now the brain can talk to the driver board, but how does the driver board tell the computer when we've touched the screen? We need to use this orange cable to connect the driver board to the brain. When we touch the screen, the driver board will know exactly where we've touched it. This orange cable will then send that information to the brain, which will decide what to do. For example, if we touch the start button to play Minecraft, the brain will read its code and know to open the Minecraft game. Now, what if we want to listen to music or hear what a game character has to say? We're going to need a speaker, this blue piece. Notice that this piece has two wires. This bigger one, called a USB cable, gives the speaker power so that it can stay on. This smaller piece is called the audio jack, which is how the computer tells the speaker what kinds of sounds it should make. We can plug the USB cable into the brain here, and the audio jack here. We'll put the speaker right here. Next up, we have something called the USB hub. This is where we'll be able to plug in any extra pieces to the computer, like memory keys or different types of sensors. We'll place it on the other side of the computer, over here. We'll also plug it into the brain. We're getting close to having a complete computer, but we're still missing a way to power up our computer and turn it on. This red piece is called the power board. It has our power button on the side. We just need to push it down over these pins on the brain. When we press the power button on the side, the pins will tell the brain to turn on. But our computer needs power to turn on. This big red piece is our battery, which stores energy for the computer when we charge it up. We'll place the battery at the bottom of the computer here. To connect the battery to the brain, we'll use this red cable. This end plugs into the battery here, while the shorter end plugs into the brain over here. And the longer end plugs into the driver board, because both need power to work. We have one last piece to complete the back of our computer. We'll need to plug our battery into a power outlet in a wall, so we'll need somewhere to plug in our charging cord on the outside of the computer. We can use this small red cable to connect the battery to a small opening on the outside of the computer here. Awesome! We've got a working computer. Now, how do we talk to it? We can use the touchscreen, but sometimes we'll want to use a keyboard. We can use this small white piece here to connect our keyboard to the computer. This piece is a radio antenna. When we type on the keyboard sends the information through radio waves to the radio antenna, and the radio antenna gives this information to the brain. So we plug it in right here. All right, we're done building the back of our computer. To make sure that all the pieces stay together, we can put on this case. The very last step is to plug the computer into a power outlet and turn it on. We can use this red charging cable and plug one side into the computer. Remember, this wire connects back to the battery inside the computer. And we can plug the other end into a power outlet. Now we can finally turn the computer on. I hope you enjoyed building a computer with me and exploring the different pieces of hardware that a computer needs. Stay tuned for a future video on how software works. If you like this video, don't forget to share it with your friends and tag Sciences.